I'm going to show you how to build a crossword puzzle inside of Articulate Rise. This is basically a custom prompt that you can use, that you can just basically use Claude to be able to create it, or ChatGPT or anything like that, and create a single HTML file that you can then copy the code and paste it right inside of Rise. So let's go ahead and dive in here. So I'm going to go into Claude, and I can just use Claude Chat because I'm not going to create a project with several files. I'm just going to create one project with a single HTML file that I'm going to copy and paste. So you can just use Claude Chat for this. You don't need to have Claude Code. So let's pull that up. But I'm also going to go into my prompts tool, which if you go to LearningDojo.ninja, this is a free tool. And based on feedback that I got, it was a little hard to like reset your password. So hopefully I've improved that. So you can click on forgot password if needed. But also to make it a whole lot easier, I have a sign in with Google. So you can just log in with your Google account. You don't need to create a new password. You just log in with Google and then it authenticates you that way. So I'm going to log in here under my login. And then I'm going to come in to add a prompt. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to find the crossword puzzle. So we have a crossword puzzle one right here. So if I expand this out, it's going to say create an interactive HTML crossword puzzle on topic. And so the topic, anything inside of brackets, if you haven't used this tool at all, is basically where you fill in your own content. And if you haven't used this tool, go ahead and check out my video here. You can check out the tool just from beginning to end here. But let's go ahead and copy this. Now it's going to prompt me to enter in a topic. So let's just say standards of conduct at Acme Inc. and then hit copy prompt. Now what it does is it replaces in that prompt, it replaces whatever you filled out. You can see here, standards of conduct at Acme Inc. So that's all it does, is just when you copy it, you place in your own text and it's there. All right, so let's go ahead and hit enter. Now I would want to, at the end of this, saying, okay, now send over a completion. I have a video on that if you want to check out how to like prevent the user from moving on. But while this is generating, let's go ahead and prep an area inside of Rise. So I'm inside of a course. Let's say I want to add the crossword puzzle right about here. So if I click on the plus icon, I can come down to the code template, and then I can add a code snippet. Now that code snippet or the code block allows me to just copy and paste in the HTML. The other option, and if you're not familiar with this, the other option for code is to upload a project. This would be useful if you're using something like Claude Code, where it creates several files for you, and you can just zip them all up and upload them here. But if you're just creating the single HTML file that's created inside of Claude or ChatGPT or even Copilot or anything like that, you would just copy the code and paste it over. So it could be just a single HTML file there. All right, so I'm going to click on Add Code. It's going to pull up the window where I can just copy and paste in my code. This is where you would add the completion requirements if you want to prevent the user from moving on until they've actually completed here. So let's go back into Claude, and I'm going to see this, and you can see that it has a crossword puzzle here, but it's not giving me the single HTML file. Now, I did not in my prompt define it that I want it to be an HTML file. However, it's asking, do you want to add more words or package it up as a standalone HTML file? Let's just say package it up as a single HTML file. So that way we have the HTML file that we can just copy and paste. Now I've created a lot of different types of interactions that you can copy and paste. You can use any of the prompts tool to be able to copy that prompt and then use the prompt inside of ChatGPT, inside of Claude or whatever. If you have other ones, you can also create your own inside of the prompts tool. So as this is generating here, let's go ahead and minimize that and go back into our prompts tool. You could go in and you can add a new prompt. Or if you go into My Prompts, you can click on New Prompt and create your own prompt. So anything that you want to be replaceable, you just add it within brackets. And so you can add something like topics or something like that. Then if you click on Share in Library, this will share it with other people. So if you want it to be open to the community, this is where anything that you come across that's really useful, share it with other people, and then they can come into the tool and they could copy and paste it and use it themselves as well. If you don't know exactly what you want, you can use the AI assistant. The AI assistant, you just put in a topic and it will create the prompt and structure it a little bit differently as well. Okay, so as that's generating, I do want to go back up and kind of see what it created for me. So right here, moral principles guiding employee behavior at Acme. So if I type in something, you can see that it will type in the words there. Now it's going to create this HTML file for me as well. I'm going to click on reveal answers. So maybe I don't want to have reveal answers. Anytime you're working with AI, you're going to iterate. You're going to go back and forth and say, okay, no, change this, change that. It's not going to be perfect 100% every single time you create it. But what I can do here is just copy this up on top and then come over to Rise here. And let's go back into Rise and let's paste in that code. And voila, that code is there for us automatically. So it automatically adjusts the height, but if you need to adjust the height, you can click on the format here. You can adjust the auto resize, so you can resize it yourself or just have it auto resize automatically here. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to move this off to the side, and then I'm just going to type in an answer. So this will be trust, and then you can just type in another answer. So you select your other answer and you type in the other ones as well. So if you hit check answer, you can see which ones are green and which ones are not green. Then you can go into clear all. But if you click on reveal answers, it will reveal all the answers, but that's kind of cheating there. So maybe I want to just remove the reveal answer. Let's go back in and do that. Remove the reveal answers button. It does give you a ledger down here, active cell, whatever one you're actively in, correct, incorrect, and then revealed, anything that was revealed. So in this case, it's kind of like you didn't get it right, but it was revealed to you in this case. Because these are single HTML files, you can place it in any authoring tool that you're working with. So even if you're using like Captivate, Storyline, or anything like that, you could actually take this and you can embed it as a web object inside a Storyline, or you can copy the code and place it inside a Captivate. Whatever tool that you're working with, you're able to create these custom types of experiences without having to know triggers or variables or conditions or anything like that. It's still useful to understand what those different things do, like variables and conditions, so you can direct it. It's all about, in my opinion, AI is about directing what to do, what not to do, how to interact, and then AI is your developer. So you're just basically talking with your developer on how the interaction should be. So you can see there is our interaction. It now has the reveal answers gone. I could just have like a give up and that will just basically be done without me being able to clear all, whatever type of learning experience that I want. I'm going to copy that, and then all you have to do to update it inside of Rise is go back into the content. You can clear it out by clicking on this delete, or just select everything and delete it. And then there we go. There is our new updated crossword puzzle there. That is pretty cool in my opinion. So it just opens up so many different possibilities. And in my videos here, I'm just going to continue to explore different types of prompts that I have available. If there's any other types of interactions that you want me to build, go ahead and leave them in the comments below as well. If you want to check out more, you can also head on over to my website at LearningDojo.ninja. Here you can check out all my previous blog posts. You can bookmark them as well to come back if you're signed in for a free account. You can also check out full courses that cover everything from A to Z with vibe coding, being able to work with the different code blocks. I talk about JavaScript and Storyline. I talk about building a full course with Claude Code. There are a lot of courses that you can check out as well, and then also free downloads that you can check out. That's all I have for today, so thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.